Okay, that happened. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to recap Game 4 of the regular season. Rangers lose to the Penguins 4-3 in the shootout. I want to cry. Okay, I have to do a thing, don't I? All right, let's do this. This is gonna be painful, and we all know why it's gonna be painful. But I'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna wait on the incident that happened late in the second period. I'm gonna wait on that for a minute. I'm gonna talk about everything else that occurred first off, because I want to build up to that moment, because oh good God, am I angry right now. Starting with just who played well, who didn't. I thought most of the Rangers played well. I would go ahead and say 80% of the Rangers played a really good game tonight. The Rangers as a whole played a good game. There was just one little blemish on the whole night that if you take it away, great night. Great night. If you take away one thing that happened, do you know what the thing is? Yeah, we'll get to it. A few players that I thought specifically had great nights. Filipino looked fantastic. He was skating really hard, being very aggressive with poke checks and just checks in general. I thought Philip DiGiuseppe, Adam Fox, Keandre Miller, and Capo Caco specifically were five players that really stood out to me as playing really, really well tonight. Like I said, Filipino was just being super aggressive with poke checks. Capo Caco was kind of being aggressive with poke checks. Miller played with a really good confidence that we haven't seen from him yet, so I'm really excited about him. He also had his first point tonight. But he played really well. Philip DiGiuseppe played really well. He had 2 assists. Capo and Hedl both had goals. Miller also had an assist, and Fox had a goal. And did he have an assist? I don't believe he did. But I want to make sure I don't miss. Yes, he just had a goal, but he had a really nice game also. Those were 5 that to me really, really stuck out. Shesterkin also had a very nice night. Don't let the fact that he let in 3 goals on, 29 shots? I want to make sure I'm right. 26 saves on 29 shots. And really, 2 of those goals are so fluky, it's unbelievable. The first goal he let in was just such an unbelievable tip by Rust. No one could stop that. That was such a gorgeous tip. I don't hold that against him. The other thing that shouldn't count, again, I'll get to, because God almighty, was it something. But he looked really good. Trouba also had a pretty nice game. He had 1 incredible stop that really helped save a goal, so that was really big. Panarin had a pretty nice game. He had 1 point where he had the game and didn't score it, and then had the game again and just kind of whiffed on it, which sucked. There were so many missed chances in this game. And then in overtime, oh my God, Filipino, I thought he won it. I thought that bounced out of the net. I was actively celebrating, and I saw him start going the other way. And all the joy slowly drained out of my body as I realized, oh, he didn't score. That hit off the net, or the post, or something. I thought that was a goal. I thought it was over. I thought Hedl had his second goal. I got so pumped. And then down I went. So that happened. Panarin had his 100th point, like I said. So now he holds the record for the fastest Ranger to 100 points. He, in 73 games, has 100 points, beating out this gentleman right here, Mark Messier, who had the record in 74 games. 3 Rangers legends right there. Yes, I'm being overambitious saying Panarin is a Rangers legend. I'm just sort of making a joke. Now, that's all well and good. There's only one place left to go. And that is yay old goals that were scored tonight. There were 6 real goals scored, and then there was the shootout that happened. And I'll get to that. Here we go. So the first one was just a nice goal by the Penguins, 1-0. And I'm like, alright, we look okay in the first period. I want to see how many stops he had in the first period. First period, shots, 1 of 8. We had 14 shots in the first period. I was like, alright, not great. But you know what? We can rebound. We got this. And I was almost right. I was almost right. Because then in the second period, excuse me, the Rangers exploded in like 5 minutes. It was an amazing 5 minutes. It was fantastic. The first one, Philip DiGiuseppe kind of lures one away from the rail. I couldn't remember the name there, the board. And Filipino. I said in my line projection video, where I talked about what I thought of the lines, I said, I think Filipino can have sort of a breakout season. I think he can be really good. And good lord, Filipino, with one of the nastiest dink and dunk and dangling goals I've seen in a very long while. We witnessed a murder there, folks. He killed the guy. That poor goalie. He murdered the poor guy. It was unbelievable. His second goal of the year, I do believe. And Philip DiGiuseppe's third assist of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a very nice play. Just a few minutes later, Adam Fox is playing some, back and forth with Panarin at the line. And then snipe. No one touched it. Adam Fox just let one rip like a bazooka, and boom, goal 2. We're up 2-1. Now here's the point where I'm getting excited, and I barely finished celebrating from that to see the next goal, which was Keandre Miller takes it into the zone, does a little dump pass to Philip DiGiuseppe. He takes a shot, it bounces off the pad, and Capo Caco, boom! About 30 seconds after the Fox goal, boom, 3-1. I'm losing it. I'm like, all right, we gotta win. I think we can do this. We are taking them to the cleaners. How I wish it would have stayed like that. Now, here's the big thing that happened tonight. The incident, almost 17 minutes into the second period, the Penguins are on a power play. And this little dump pass goes into the crease. And I'm having to take deep breaths to compose myself for what happened next. Because for a moment, I didn't truly grasp what I saw. Here's what I saw. For some reason, Ryan Lindgren, who was in the crease with Shesterkin, went, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help. And so he took the puck and just chucked it towards the net. And shocker, shocker, when you throw it towards the net and the goalie isn't expecting it, it goes in the net. And for a moment, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, why are the Penguins celebrating? They stopped it. Like, what's happening? And then I see the puck in the net and I'm like, well, that's odd. How did the puck get in the net? And then they show the replay. And to my horror, to my absolute dismay, it's because Ryan Lindgren just chucked it in his own net. Now look, even if you want to say, Weston, that was a really good shot, but you can't just excuse Igor Shesterkin for letting in the first goal. I'll give you that. Maybe it's not right that I say, well, to be fair, no, you know what? Fully blame him for that. I don't care. Fully blame him for that goal. But you can, on no planet, can you look at that goal that was scored right there, that was literally chucked into the net by Ryan Lindgren, and say that was Shesterkin's fault? That, not a bit. In no way is that his fault. Now, yes, that was still very, very early in the power play. I understand that. Maybe they still score. Maybe they do. But I can't talk about that reality because that's not the reality that we live in. That's not what happened. They didn't just cover the puck or have Lindgren throw it back out onto the ice where, like you say, maybe they do score anyway. Maybe that's what happens. But what actually happened is Lindgren threw it into his own net for the most own goal I've ever seen. It was absurd. I'm losing it. I'm crying on the inside. Because I know it's 3-2, but I'm like, oh God, we're going to lose by 1, aren't we? We're going to lose by 1 goal. And then overtime happens. They scored another goal. Who scored it? It doesn't even matter. They scored a goal. And at this moment, I'm dying inside. Because now I'm like, oh, it's going to be overtime. Like I said at that moment, with the feigning moments of the third period, Panarin had a couple really good chances. Another player who I thought had 1,000 chances and just was never able to get lucky was Pavel Buchnevich. I felt like he was just constantly getting good shots, and they would just either bang off the post or a great save would happen. I felt really bad for him, but he played pretty well also. And overtime happens, and like I said, I thought that Filipino won it in overtime. I was actively jumping up and down, celebrating fists in the air, saying, all right, let's go film a video. That's not the reality I got to live in either. Because instead what happened was it banged off the post. Kill me. And then a breakaway happens, and I'm like, no. And then Shesterkin, with an unbelievable save, keeps it in overtime. And this is where the fun stops. Overtime ends, and the shootout begins. Now, I hate the shootout. Every fiber of my soul hates the shootout. It's stupid. I don't get it. Just play normal overtime. Just keep going till someone scores. Do it like baseball. Just keep going, man. It's fine. But shootout happens. Penguins on their first shot, goal. 1-0 in the shootout. Mika Zibanejad gets a shot and whiffs, sadly. Bad shot. So that sucks. Not Mason Crosby. I'm thinking of the title game this weekend. Sidney Crosby gets a shot, and Shesterkin gets a little bit on it and makes a save. Great. Artemi Panarin with a super patient, super great shootout goal. I will say Panarin, that was an unbelievable goal where he just waits and then boom, like super fast. Great shot. Great wrist shot specifically. Goal. I'm like, all right, we tied it up. Let's go. And Letang gets another goal, makes it 2-1. Tony DeAngelo comes down, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Tony DeAngelo misses. Rangers lose in the shootout 4-3. And I am cripplingly sad because this game, it was so much fun. Like, that's the weird thing. This is a fun game. Shesterkin made some incredible saves. 3 goals in like 5 minutes. Miller's first point. Artemi's 100th. Filipino with an incredible goal. Capo Caco with another really good goal. Adam Fox was with a bazooka from the blue line. And it just didn't matter. Because Ryan Lundgren threw it in his own net. And I know everyone wants to say, well, Weston, you can't just put it on him. Yes, I can. Because if he doesn't throw it in his own net, we don't go to overtime. We win it 3-2. And I'm here happy. Now, granted, since it was overtime, we still pick up a point in the standings. But when you start out 1-2, you kind of need to get 2 points. I will also say this. Our power play was not great. 1 for 4. It was fine. Again, I guess I would have wanted. We had a crap ton of hits. We had 40 hits tonight. I want to see who had the most really quickly. Curious. Philip DiGiuseppe had 8. Wow. Keandre Miller had 5. Like I said, Miller had a really good night. And Trouba had 5 as well. I want to get some time on ice before I finish it off. Jacob Trouba had 22 minutes and 52 seconds. Artemi Panarin had 22:57. Strome had 20:21. Kreider had 17:39. Adam Fox is out there for a whopping 26 minutes. Philip DiGiuseppe was out, or not Philip DiGiuseppe, excuse me, Philip Hedl was out there for 18 minutes. Keandre Miller was out there for 21-17. Good, my goodness. Pavel Buchnevich was out there for 22-12. Zibanejad was out there for 20-47. I'm very happy to see him back, and to see that weird hit that he took in the waning moments of the Devils game didn't take him out for very long. And Alexei Lafreniere had 15 minutes and 6 seconds. Alexei Lafreniere, I know he's not listening, but if he were, I would tell him, you need to start being a jerk. Take shots. Stop being a team player. You are a good goal scorer. I know you can do it. I know that you can score. So just do it. Take your shot. I want to see him start shooting. I want to see him become more decisive, because he's got good skills and he's looked pretty good, but we got to start seeing him shoot. And that is it for a quite long video recapping the Rangers game. I'll be back Sunday, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I am nearing 100 subscribers, which is insane. I'm nearing 4,000 channel views, which is also insane. I really just can't thank you guys enough for the support. It's been an incredible few days. And I want to say that before I go, so thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and go Rangers.